And hello to all my Cancer friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for September 2021. Now today, interestingly enough, they have dialed up a love spread specific corner again for my Cancers. This is the third month in a row, guys. The likelihood, statistically, is almost impossible for this to occur. If you look at how many other love spreads I do for the other signs and everything, it's almost zero. It's almost like Cancer has turned in, I've just turned into the love counselor for Cancers now or something. And maybe this is less about my previous Cancers overcoming their stuff, and maybe this is about the new Cancers tuning in. I'm not sure, but thankfully, we're doing a storyline spread. That's how we're going to set it up. So it's going to catch all of you guys, okay? That's what the storyline does. It casts a very wide net. It helps me be very accurate because we're breaking up that Cancer bubble into many different parts. And the whole idea is to find the story that's right for you. I've had people say that, multiple stories do resonate, but that's probably less likely. It's really all about finding the one. So the cards are already shuffled. They are ready to go. I also need to tell you we're going to conclude the reading with an extra oracle card. They have asked that I do that. That's just an extra little oomph, a little push in the right direction perhaps, and a little bit of extra advice for my Cancers. So we're going to get started. I'm going to bring you in so you can watch. Please hit that like button to build up the energy in here. There we go. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. I like to do that on camera. Basically cuts the deck into 3 different pieces and puts it back together in a separate order. Do that with both. And then they're ready to run. So here we go. Cancer love. Storyline setup. All right, Cancer. Well. Can't make this stuff up. There's our core group. There's the main thing I want to show you. This is going to expand out quite big. I know it looks small right now, but it's going to get large. Standalone story. Story here. 3 stories. What we're looking at 3 stories. Short and sweet. Well, we do have a big story here. So let me get more information here about what is going on. What is going on in the love life, Cancer? What is going on? They want to talk about love. In a pretty big way. Okay, that's it for that. We get a couple oracle cards to describe the stories themselves. And let's see how we do on the camera. Getting everybody in view is always the difficult part of a storyline spread. Very difficult to do because it takes up quite a large amount of my table. I think that's pretty good. That's what we're looking at. This is going to be story 1, story 2, story 3. Let's go to work. All right, Cancers, let's get into your love. Let's do it. The first thing, as you saw, they talk about heartbreak. This is not the good kind of heartbreak. This is the brutal kind. Story number 1, you're likely going to know what this is. But keep in mind, at the same time, this reading is for all of September. It's not just for when you're viewing this. This can come up anytime in September. So if it happens to you later, you may want to check back in for the information, because if you immediately detach from it, say, oh, I got no heartbreak, you're not going to listen to what I'm saying. So we have the bad kind of heartbreak here. Usually this is in regards to love, since it is a love spread. A lot of you are going through a tough, loss of some form here in the form of, they describe it as heartbreak. Just no getting around that. They say that a lot of you recognize, this feels more like a breakup, guys, and a heartbreak from a breakup, that's really what it feels like. It does not mean it necessarily is. There are varying degrees. We do have a lot of Cancers tuning in. Probably a good time to tell you also, this is a general reading. Keep that in mind. We have a lot of Cancers tuning in, and if you're looking for private, personal messages, specific only to you, I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. So for a lot of you in story number 1, they talk about a lot of options, having a lot of options, almost to the point where it's too many options, and then you're not going to choose. So it's almost like it's almost like they want you to be more decisive with this. They don't want you to be stuck on the heartbreak forever. You do have to go through it. It is what it is. I think the key advice here is my observer card. They're really saying to kind of take maybe a backseat approach to this instead of being in the front seat, to just kind of watch this unfold. This is obviously a process that's going to be playing out in September. It may have already started beforehand too. I don't really know when this starts, when it ends. We're just reading for September. So that's what pops up first for September. They're saying there's a lot of different ways that this can go. A lot of different options, a lot of different choices. They want you to be a little bit more okay with your emotions here. And to get okay with your emotions, you have to take a back seat and maybe just observe the situation, let it play out, collect the facts as they come in. You may be working with an impoverished map of reality, or the situation at least, or the circumstance. Just give it time. Give it time. Let it play out. Very, very specific there. Story number 1. No wonder they wanted to do this, Cancer. Well, both of these stories are pretty large. I'm going to go here. Story number 2, we're talking about... First thing they bring up is the fast energy. It's fast traveling news that you did not expect, kind of a surprise a little bit. There's also saying a blocked new idea here, so something comes in to perhaps block what you're trying to do in regards to love. Or maybe you just need to work on this idea more. That may be part of what it is. Maybe you're trying to go too fast with this. As I kind of talk it out, it makes more sense. I think you're going, a lot of you, this is probably my single Cancers, to be quite clear. A lot of you are probably trying to speed this up way too fast, and you're not doing yourself justice. You're not doing yourself any favors by rushing things. We have a younger person coming up here. I don't know where they attach. For a lot of you, this may be a child of yours, or this may be you pursuing dating somebody that's younger than you. That can also come up here. But we definitely have a younger person here. They also say good luck. So this can be a very good thing. A lot of you may be hesitant about that because you're trying to... I don't know, it's a weird setup. Maybe the other person's trying to rush too. That can really go both ways. Maybe the other person is trying to rush you, and that's just causing the hesitancy from you with this new idea. That could also be the case. But the end result is that they show that this is a Wheel of Fortune card, which means good luck to me. It shows that, things may have been on the downswing. The Wheel of Fortune is the ups and downs of life. I look at it like a roller coaster. If you're too far down, you're bound to go back up. And that's what they show where you are here now in story number 2 for my Cancers. You're going back into an upswing. So things are going to be getting better and improving regardless of where you are in the spectrum of Cancer, especially for my single ones. We're going to talk more about my relationship Cancers in story 3. I really believe this is centered about my single ones mostly. So a lot of potential, a lot of good things can come in September. Just keep an eye on the fact and awareness too that this is going to be a slower growth thing. Don't rush it. Don't let the other people rush you either. Take your time, get it right. That's really what it's all about. Also, I have message in a bottle. You're being guided. You're being shown signs, whether this is a good thing or not. Just because I'm talking about this is a good thing for a lot of my Cancers doesn't mean it's a good thing for everybody. So watch the signs. Be very, pay attention to your intuition. Follow your gut. Stuff like that. Before I get into story 3, I want to talk about the moon cycles. The moon cycles are something I do a forecast for every single month. It helps you guys kind of navigate your month when the best time is to implement certain changes. Now, for September, we have the new moon coming in on September the 6th. That's when you want to bring something new into your life. You want to manifest it, such as this dating thing. You're looking to bring somebody new into your life. The beginning of the month is much better to do that than the end of the month. The end of the month is the full moon energy. That is the garbage truck of the universe. It's when you want to get something out of your life. It's not a bad thing. It's just you got to use it for what it's for. It's like a tool. So it's for getting something out of your life. So that would be like story number 1. This grief and this heartbreak, you really want to send it off. Do so at the end of the month. So you could maybe take the beginning of the month to kind of heal and do what it is that, go through the motions so that you can detach from it. more toward the end of the month. It doesn't have to be on the 20th, just any time toward the end is really ideal. So that's an example of how you can use how my first two stories tie up directly to the moon cycles. Moon cycles are a big deal. It makes life so much easier. I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet, and I'm offering that up absolutely free. All you have to do to get that is to sign up for the newsletter. It's on the website, scottsagent.com. At the bottom, you enter your first name, last initial, email address, send it off. I send you back your newsletter as well as the moon cycle cheat sheet. And that's not just good for September. I did the sheet and the graphic out through the end of the year. So you can use that as a tool to confidently navigate the rest of your year. So definitely take advantage of that. There's no reason not to. You can't beat free. Now we move into story number 3. Story number 3 is the big one. For a lot of you that are coupled up, they're showing you blocked right now. This can be for different reasons. The relationship may just be on a downswing. It may not be good. You may be fighting. It may just not be, rainbows and bubble gums. That's how relationships work sometimes. So September, just kind of expect that. For a lot of you, you may be considering breaking up. Here, I have the Tower card. That's a sudden collapse. In a love spread, it usually means a breakup. It doesn't mean that all of my coupled up Cancers are breaking up, but some of you, the ones who are or are thinking about it, they want to remind you this. They want you to remember that the lessons that you've learned, what got you to this point. They don't want you to repeat old lessons. So make sure that before you pull the trigger and go through with it, that this is really the right decision for you. I mean, they do show that you do this quite well. They say that you do learn from your lessons. You don't have to repeat them much, which is kind of what life's all about. If you really think about it, you do a pretty good job of that. So continue to do that in your love situation. That's what comes up. A decision needs to be made for a lot of you too. This hits all across the spectrum, regardless of the breakup thing. For all of my coupled up Cancers, in one way or another, there's a decision that needs to be made that's looming. They're saying that you've neglected this. There has been an inaction. Neglect's not even the right word. You just haven't pulled the trigger on this yet. There's something in it. I feel like I have the Queen card inverted, so I don't know if that's telling me that the woman is just upside down about it, like she's upset about something, and that's kind of why there's an inaction, or what that is. I'm speculating here that I may be reading that wrong, but I basically have a woman that's upside down. So mentally, she's just not feeling something. Something's just not off. And there's an inaction in love. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave the context open so you can really attach it how it needs to go. Now, what they do show me here, and this is kind of the big encompassing message for the whole group of Cancers in relationships. I have unfinished symphony. There's unfinished business here, things that need to be worked out. So for a lot of you, this is working out in a positive way, working through your problems, getting to the finish line. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Again, that slower energy comes up. Whatever it is that you're working on, steps in the right direction is really what it is. It's really just about not rushing it, and that just make sure if you're going to finish the symphony with the Tower card and the breakup, just make sure it's right. Make sure the timing's right. And also, that lines up with the moon cycles for the full moon energy. So I wouldn't do anything toward the beginning of the month with this. I would wait more toward later in the month, or perhaps a different month altogether. There's nothing wrong with taking your time with things, getting things right, letting all the information come in so you can make the best decision that is for you. Now, the other thing that I have for Cancer, that's going to wrap up story number 3. I did say I was going to pull an extra Oracle Angel card here. In this case, it's an Oracle card. I'm seeing what story this really relates to, and I don't think it's relating to a story. I think they just kind of gave me a generality here, or something general. I don't know if generality is a real word. Just made that one up. We have chop wood. So it's really time to get to work. It's not time to sit back in your love corner. And love, let me expand it out a little bit. Love is, I should have started with this, but really love is not just your relationship or you being single. It's your family as well. It's your close friends. Pretty much anybody that you love can fall under the love spread. So perhaps you have to go back and check some of these stories out again now that I gave you that context. If it wasn't making sense before, expand your mind a little bit here. Expand your thinking. So we have chopwood. So basically it's a month that you don't want to slack in the love department. Take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Take care of your love life. We don't want to let things go. Okay, so action needs to be taken regardless of what store you fall in. Something needs adjustment, something needs work. We don't want to neglect it. That's really the whole key to the whole thing. And I believe that you guys can do that. It's really not that difficult. They're not asking for much here. Just kind of get to work on it. Don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. And especially since I've had the love spread come up 3 straight times for cancers, guys. There's, it's anomalous. It's crazy. It's wild. But here we are yet again. Now, hopefully, October will bear a different spread, finally, for my cancers. I guess we'll find out when we get there. So hopefully you guys get to work on this, chopping wood, getting to work. And we can finally talk to cancers about other things, such as health, such as, your work, such as finances. The love corner just keeps overwhelming you guys to the point where, it is what it is. But I do what they tell me to do. If that's what you guys need to hear, that's what I do. So that's going to wrap us up here for September. I hope you find these messages well and implement the positive change into your life. That's really what it's all about. Please subscribe if you have not, like the post as well. I'm also on Facebook. On the Facebook page, I'm doing giveaways just about every single month now. So follow that as well. And we're going to wrap up here for September. I will see you guys in October.